Hey everyone, welcome back to the Guns and Outdoors channel. Thank you for watching today. Got a cool video. We're out here in nature thinking about get home bags, bug out bags, or as Pat McNamara would say, I'm coming to get you bags. Well, I figured today's the day for me to show you all mine. So stand by. We're pulling out the Vertex Gamut 2.0. I really like it. It's a small bag. It's got everything I need. Coming in at just 17 pounds. So enjoy the video. Okay, for me, first up, I would just talk about backpacks. You want a backpack if you're gonna create one of your own that's very comfortable. If it has anything that's uncomfortable, it doesn't have a waist strap, or it doesn't have a chest sternum strap, or it just can't fit what you want to bring, then I would say move it to the side, grab yourself a bag that you want. You want to have a good support, various attachment points, and you want a lot of pockets, and you want them to be quick access. Me coming at it from a hiking, an outdoors, a shooting, as well as a first responder EMT type of perspective, and I wanted as close as I could get to a one size fits all. Of course, there is a disclaimer with this type of stuff. It's designed to your mission. So depending on what you need, your time of year, your season, where you're at, you may have to alter the contents. In this case, this is my first responder type of setup. So on my outside pocket, very first things first, if there's a car accident or something like that, I got this from Pat Mac. I don't want myself to be a casualty. So here's a reflective garment, high visibility. That way I'm seeing, should I pull over in an accident on the highway? Definitely want to throw this on if I want to be seen. If I was on a search and rescue, obviously you're a member, participant in a coordinated event, you want to have your high vis. So pick yourself up a vest. I think this is a really great idea. Pat McNamara was the very first one. I'm heavily influenced by him. I've taken his Sentinel and his Taps, and I've also had bring my own style to it. Hiking, outdoors, everything I'm about to show you guys, I actually have done. I don't just copy other people's kit lists. So with the things that I've really personalized, or I know, and 100% been out in the woods many nights. I've been on the Appalachia Trail. I've been the Smokies, the Rockies, been out west. I've slept in freezing sub-teens, 9-degree weather and hammock camping. So I kind of know what my system is over all these years, and I continually refine it. All right, so this is a get home bag. It's one of the things that I can put in a vehicle and carry with me. I'm not gonna just try to copy this and have multiple iterations. The idea for me is, if I'm getting going with the wife, I'm just gonna grab my bag, throw it in. We're going on vacation, I'll just grab it, throw it with me. That kind of keeps costs down with me not having to duplicate so much. All right, reflective vest. Also, I wanted in this quick access pocket. So one of the things I have, right, quick accessible, I'm thinking accidents, and I'm also thinking hours and not days. This is not stuffing in MREs. It's not camping where I'm trying to get my tent in. It's I'm going in, it's someone broken down, I'm trying to find someone. I have just the essentials that I need to get through it. And I'm broken down on the side of the highway, or I'm going to rescue someone that broke a leg. So gloves, hot, cold, pull and open a door on a highway, you need gloves. So these kind of have a rubber coating. They're very elastic silicone. So pair of gloves. This is the Gerber dime. It's great. It's got scissors and knives and files and all that sort of thing. You don't always have to go with the high-end brand. I find that the Gerbers are just fine. They do everything you need them to do. The Gerber dime. Pick yourself up some of those, throw them in your kit. So this is my quick access. Also, if I need to get to water, I'm real big on just the Sawyer squeeze system. So right here, pretty standard. Moved away from those life straws, get a basic little pouch of dirty water. And I like this mini. There's different sizes, but you can do 1,000 gallons with something like this. Comes in very handy. I like to always put stuff in bags, not leave as much out in the open as possible. Take it out of the original package. If you're camping, in the middle of the night, it's dark, you want to know where your stuff is. So my quick access is simple. On this bag, it's not the world's biggest pocket, but it can handle it. All right, so there's my drink for my water purification. One of the knocks of this particular backpack is these wings on the side. You really can't put big canisters. For me, I'm not doing food or stove. If you want to go for your mission where you include a lightweight butane stove or something, have at it. This particular one doesn't. In terms of water storage, what I find is I like these type. These what is this? 1 quart smart water bottles. They're very tall and yet they're skinny. So I find this is the perfect setup for the Gamut 2.0. It just fits right down in the skinny little narrow pocket. And it's enough to where I'm not out on the trail with a smaller bottle. It's just not enough. You'll find yourself refilling. I generally can walk a good half day with this before I'm worried about refilling. In terms of first aid, because this is I'm coming to get you bag, you want an IFAK, your first responder, trauma kit. You want to make sure it's got everything you need. What I like about this little kit, it's like a Dark Angel case. You're able to do your tourniquet, trauma shears to cut into things, and of course it's quick access. I pull the string. I've got my duct tape. As you can see, that comes in handy. But nitrile gloves, space blanket, nasopharyngeal airway, occlusive dressing, chest decompression, all that in one handy little kit right there. So you got to have trauma kit. I do need to put in one more tourniquet. I just kind of realized that as I'm filming the video. Better have 2 is better than just 1. And what if you have a multiple compound fracture or come across someone with 2 broken legs or a broken leg and an arm, or we need a plan for more than 1 tourniquet just in case. Clean outer garment, long sleeve. This is my hiking one. I hike a lot with this. It's coping. Whatever works for you, I recommend. But a long sleeve, you get to camp, gets cold, you're in the snow, you run into unexpected weather. If you're not carrying it, you want to have that just permanently in your bag. It's good to break out. A layer on a breezier winter fall day, just layering up and be able to add what you need and take off as you need it is perfect. Obviously you need a raincoat, same thing. Bright red, fits my theme. North Face raincoat. You need something to write with, something to write on. So a Write in the Rain book right here. One of those space pens so you can write upside down. And then black Sharpie. Can't go wrong with that for permanent marker. Get that fly out of there. Nice compass. You know your cardinal directions, know how to navigate, which way's north, keep your bearings. That's what I have in this pouch. As you're coming in, also got this from Pat Mac, trail markers. You put these on the opposite side of the trail, so as you're walking into unknown territory, they're highly reflective, 200, 300 yards. So they're just tacks, fluorescent orange tacks. I've got these cheap eyeglasses. What you can do is you just go online when you get your prescription and they try to sell you those really high-end expensive glasses. Make sure you leave with your prescription and know that your pupillar distance. And what you can do if you can get your actual prescription, it's like pulling teeth out of those guys sometimes because they want to sell you their $300 frames. But once you get that printout, you can go online and you can get yourself a lot of these cheap disposable glasses. Now some of them suck, but if they do the glass quality just enough, you're gonna have your readers or your prescription, $25, $35, $45. So when you're out on the trail, you do need some modern creature comforts. So keep mine in a Ziploc bag here. Toilet paper, wipes. Your wipes can go dry, they last a couple years. Make sure you swap out, just get these little bags of wipes, moist. You're gonna get a lot of mileage out of that. And obviously for the environment, this is a little lightweight titanium scooper. Sure, you can use other things like a stick, but it's small enough, it fits form factor enough right into the bag. Also what I have in here is moleskin. You know your feet. You start getting those hot spots if you're hiking a lot or you have soft feet, you're not used to hiking. By the end of the day, your feet are gonna let you know. your toes, your heels, your ankles. So there's been many a times out on the trails I've used moleskin, and it really does work. It really does. So it's real cheap, real easy to get. Don't be stingy with it. Just put big pieces in the right spots. You'll have plenty of coverage. So this is my toiletry bag, moleskin. I'm not doing MREs. I'm not doing dehydrated meals today. So the idea in this particular setup, I got a baggie of just snacks. So a couple Cliff Bars. And yes, you do have to keep maintenance. You can't set it and forget it. But see, this isn't set and forget it, because the idea in my bag is you're taking it with you. So you're generally going to know that your Cliff Bars are expired. You only have a shelf life of 6 months. But one for my patient, one for myself. You get hungry. Also, for me, electrolytes. Generally, I get these little electrolyte tabs. This one's already open from our last hike. You just drop them right in your water bottle, add water, citrus, orange, watermelon, whatever flavors you want. I'm not a big coffee drinker, right? So I like to get the sports electrolytes that re-nourish, rehydrate your body. Because I've seen guys go down, you know, my brother-in-law, Rob, I've seen him hike all day, get so fluid or electrolyte deficient, he cramped up, locked up, boom, dropped right down. Big heavy pack, leaned against a tree. I'm wondering, I'm 7 miles back in a forest, wondering if I can get him out. And it's just because we ran out of water, and we were kind of newbies back in those days. If I see him kind of go, not eat, not drink, I'll add one of these in his water, and it kind of rehydrates. But these guys really do. If you've ever become dehydrated out on a trail, you'll start to close in, you'll feel it. It's a real big deal. If you're just walking a half mile at your local park, you don't need such a things. But if you're really going out there, you really do need it, especially if you're broken down 15, 20 miles from home. What are you gonna do? If you gotta rely on these legs because this guy broke down, you're gonna need something. So you get my point. Pick them up, they last about a year. For me on the hiking side, I also find that I don't drink coffee. I need an energy hit. Shocker, right? I like these goos and things that have energy in them, a little bit of caffeine. 100 calories, 60 milligrams of sodium, 20 milligrams of caffeine. These things, if you're in the middle of a long hike and you're going hours and hours, or you're on day 2 or you're on day 3, adding these every few hours, you all of a sudden get a little burst and they'll even you out. That way you're not just droning on. If I'm doing the water, I like these Mios, fruit punch, grape. You just add them to your water and it just rejuvenates you, rehydrates you at the same time, and gives you a little creature comfort because it tastes good. Also, what you can do for these is not drop them, but what you can do is they have some with caffeine. It gives you an easier caffeine, not a big monster energy where you do this and then you drop off. These kind of caffeines are small, so they kind of give you the bump when you need the bump. So consider that as an option. Works pretty good. Also in my bags is I keep a little tin foil if I did want to light a fire or going longer than I anticipated, as well as trash bag. If you got any junk, take it out with you, carry it out, and then some paper towels. So that's basically my snacks and hydration material. Again, normally if I'm out for a multiple day and I'm doing a different kind of scenario, I'll have my bear bag and I'll have all my meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, whatever I'm working towards. In this case, we're going real light. I don't like to carry anything over 28 pounds. If I'm doing a day hike, I want it even lighter. I want to be comfortable, light. I want to be able to hit speed 2, 3 plus miles an hour and just keep on trucking. In this case, everything you see here is only 17 pounds. So as long as the bag is comfortable, it's not rubbing you the wrong way, this kind of kit list, it's not heavy. A lot of these guys do these kind of videos. You can kind of tell who's got experience and who doesn't. If stuff's still in the packaging, never been opened, never been tested, don't necessarily trust that guy unless you trust them from their series or their channel. In my case, I wouldn't BS you guys. It's the real deal. 17 pounds, sweet spot. I can carry this all day, multiple days, no problem. Okay, some tubular nylon webbing. This is pretty good. Got this from Mac as well. He said, believe it or not, you can pull a car if somebody's broken down on the side. Picked it up in the camo flavor. It's kind of managing to stay rolled up. If it's unwieldy, then I would have to obviously do something else. But right now, I'm in good shape. And I believe when I ordered this, I want to say it was 800 pounds. So obviously I could do multiple strands. So we add that into the emergency contingency kit. Okay, if I can flay open the bag, what else is here is my location. Sure, I have a cell phone. Yes, you can use a map. You can download topology map. You have a computer, it's your cell phone. Also for communications, there's a lot of places off the beaten path where you just can't communicate. So I have an InReach Explorer. You've seen it before on the channel. So it's satellite driven, very cheap. You can get an emergency plan. You can do X amount of texts. So if that cell phone loses signal, which does happen, this won't. As long as you have an open view of the satellites in the sky, open sky, and relatively open canopy, you're gonna be able to get your message out. You can download your weather, you can pinpoint where you are, you can do pre-canned messages. It's only $15 a month to get the emergency SOS plan. I really, really recommend it. If you're just gonna build yourself a bag and just leave it sit, you may not need to do it. But if you're gonna carry stuff around, or you're a hiker, or you're out there, instead of an Iridium satellite phone with those really expensive plans, get yourself one of these Spots, one of these InReach Explorers. This is an older model now. It also Bluetooth to your cell phone. So as long as both these devices are up and running, you got juice, you'll be able to get out. So highly recommended. So speaking of juice, bump over to one of these side wings here. One thing I like about the bag, it's easy. You just push down, you get right into it. It is kind of weird that you have to flay them open, but if you adjust your equipment in the side compartments, you can make it work. This is not being cool, it's not being Inspector Gadget. One of these lights, you got a backup light source, you got a solar panel, you can recharge your device. I've used this time and time again. I can plug my cable into my phone, it will get a charge. It's already picking one up right here, and it doubles as a light. So these are cheap. You get them from your Christmas stocking, get them from a family member, put one of these in your bag. You just clip it onto the back while you're hiking, you got your stuff recharging. Or you make it to camp at night, you need a recharge, you're good to go. Also, in this side pocket is your cables. Put your miscellaneous cables there. What I do, I'll have my iPhone cable, I'll have an Android cable, just carry extras. I've had one break and then you're down. So have more than one, put them in a little stuffed sack. That way you know where all your things are, you're not losing them. But this is the perfect combination. We're in a high-tech world. Think it through a little bit, get you one of these. Most of you guys are high-tech savvy these days. You're supposed to already have this kind of stuff. And that's kind of generally what I have in here. On the side of my bag, it turns a flashlight. Starting to get dark. This is just a little O-light, like a 50 or 100 lumen. This is the IR2 EOS. They're rechargeable, but I can use my recharging system to charge them, so I don't use traditional batteries. What I can do is I'm putting this by a tree, or if I'm hanging it up and I'm bedding down for the night, I can kind of light up my perimeter. My style is I like to attach a light to this, and then I'll carry my lights and knife and EDC weapon. In this case, it's a SIG P365. So that's in that pocket. If we look at this other pocket, same thing. As I take stuff out of the bag, it's starting to get a little floppy. That's okay. This is the one where my water bottle went in, so I didn't use it a lot. But what I keep there is a little cheap sample of lube for the firearm. And then, even though it's not part of my plan, but it's so convenient, I had one of these little emergency fishing lines. Piece of wood, it's got some flies in it. It's got some line, about 10 feet of fishing line. So heaven forbid, if I need it, or I need to try to give my luck to get a source of food, at least I have something I can try without having to reinvent the wheel. And this is so light, it's just a matter of ounces. You can just get these online somewhere. So I have a whistle here. This is a small freebie whistle. Works pretty good. And then on the other side, as we've already spoken, I have my light. All right, back into the main compartment of this. Now we're all the way open. I got a couple chem lights, red and green. I've got bug spray, little bottle of Repel, and I've got some hand sanitizer. We've got two pockets here, so I'll start in my upper pocket. Yep, there's more in here. So this is fire. Got to have your fire making essentials. Big matches, not the cheap ones. Wet fire. I've been in the woods where I could make fire, couldn't make fire. My thing is I don't really want to do flint and steel. I've had blast matches break, flint and steel, where it just didn't work. Keep it simple. If you want fire, these wet fires, you put one of these little cubes into a fire, and they're going to give you enough of a heat source that's going to burn your combustible material around pretty good. They'll burn for about a minute and then give you enough time to light everything around you. So I generally care about 3 or 4 of these. Pretty easy to get a hold of. And then a lighter. Got on that bandwagon a long time ago. Just get lighters, carry your lighters. Works good. Chapstick, same thing. And then it's also good for your lips. So I kind of have that in my fire starting kit. But again, I'm not real big on blast matches and trying to spark stuff. If you want a ferro rod or anything like that, have at it. In terms of light source, I like these headlamps. My kind of brand of choice are these black diamonds. They just work really good. I can scan an area on a low. I can go high beam if I think I need to see maximum distance. And if I want to be low vis or in camp at night, base camp, just having some, I'll do the red. So most of the head lamps these days give you all these features. I find that these are very good. You just flip around your head. That way you're working with your hand, especially if you're in an accident or something. You may not want to, tie this hand up with the light. Headlamps, way to go. So you want to have that kind of at the top of your pack, reach down, grab it, be at the ready. Okay, now we're going to go more into signal. So you found your person, you got an emergency, you broke down on the side of the road, you're in the middle of traffic. What are you going to do? If you can't get yourself out of a dangerous situation or you need to get picked up, get signal. So for me, just one of these, a handkerchief, tie up a wound or a break. And then some of these fancy ones have little emergency instructions, very, very basic instructions. So this one just kind of talks about planning, being prepared, don't hike alone. Some sample mountain lion, Polaris, raccoon, bear tracks. So a little track identification. And then same thing with line. If you have all this line and you don't know how to tie knots, what good is it? You just don't want to show up and think you're Superman day one and you really haven't practiced this stuff. So if you need a little cheater, clove hitch, 2 half hitch, bow line notches, it's all on this. So it kind of works. Multi things going on. But I'm generally not that big of a handkerchief guy, but come on, common sense, you gotta have one. We've all been out on the trails, freezing cold. The idea is hypothermia sets in, especially if you have a patient and they're jacked. One of the things you gotta do is the circulatory system, they could go into shock. You got to prevent that. That's where your systems start to compound and snowball, and you can get yourself in real trouble. So you got to have some type of survival blanket. In this case, in those crappy little ones that if you ever broken one out and only covers part of you, I don't like those. I like a sleeping bag type. Get the bigger one of these. Also, you can use it for your signal, right? So I may need one for myself, worst case scenario, something unexpected, and one for the person I'm assisting. So I'm carrying 2 of those. Whistle, we talked about the freebie I have latched to the outside. I like these Fox whistles. They're very, very, very loud. I mean, they'll just, light up the woods. So if you want to communicate when you're ready to be found and you're trying to announce your presence, I recommend these Fox NBA type whistles. Buy them online. Last but not least, and I do keep this in the package, it's a mirror. I don't want to get it all scratched up. But this was a Rescue Essentials mirror. What I really like about it, it's signaling and gives you instructions on the back. It gives you a peephole, so basically you aim the light at what you're looking at. You aim the light at what you're looking at, and then you bring that up to your eye, and that's what you would aim out if you're trying to signal. Okay, so that's right there on the instructions. It's good to have. Mask, you may have seen that flopping around. Hey, it's in the news these days. You need some type of dust mask. Sure, it may not be N95. Get yourself a dust mask. Black, because it's cool. One thing I did like about the Gamut is it is modular. You can pull out certain pieces to make it fit yourself. This isn't necessarily a bag review, so you can Velcro pieces on. Like when I went to SHOT Show and I met the Vertex guys and the Premier Body Armor guys, by the way, I'll drop a link down below. You can get these packs. They gave us this one. Now I purchased this, but I got this little mini-me guy given to me. And I said, man, perfect. Gives me an extra pocket. 2 here, and now I have 1 here. So I was able to just Velcro it right on. In this particular pouch, this is our quite simple little beverage, little nightcap, or you can use this as an antiseptic. It doesn't always have to be vodka. I think you can use whiskey, the alcohol content as well. So I got a little JD and a little Eagle Rare. Who doesn't like that? Comes in handy, right? Multiple reasons on that, not just getting a buzz. You need some paracord. I'm not unraveling this, so I left my original on. I'm not a real big paracord tinkerer. I'm gonna cut it down, lash it around a tree, get myself 100 feet, 50 foot of it, use it when I have to. I did select this one. It does have another carabiner. I do like that. And this particular one is fire strand. So one of the 7 or 8 strands in this particular paracord has wax on it. So if I wanted to peel that out, it's lightable basically. So it's kind of weird. Yeah, you got your fire starter in the middle of your paracord. This is 50 feet. It does a good job. It's field tested. It's strong. 5, 6, 700 is the limit on that. So that's everything in the main compartment. Also wanted a D-ring, not a cheap Walmart aluminum. So I ended up getting one of these black diamonds. They come with instructions. You know how to do it. There's certain ways to run line and rope through them, and there's certain ways that are recommended. But green, low vis, pop it on the front. If I'm walking, I want to take my GPS, let it dangle, or take my charger, let it dangle. There's a lot of uses. So I love to put rings and attach things that are helpful to me, my compass on the front. So D-ring right here. And also you can kind of use that for your paracord if you have to do a little impromptu rappelling. You got to do what you got to do if the time came. At the very top, normally this is where you put your car keys in a bag. It's also a little dump pouch. So if we open that up, it's your medicines, your personal meds. I don't have any of that, but I know a lot of folks do. So you can get some of these little compartments right here. I don't have anything in this, but I recommend it. It'll open up. You can put all your stuff in there. Get them online, Amazon. Real cheap, real small, does the job. Nothing big, nothing complicated. Keep it simple. KISS principle. For me, on my keep it simple, generally when I'm out in the field, I like these little adventure medical kits. So it's going to come with your anti-diarrheal, your electrolyte tabs, your antihistamine, your ibuprofen, your antacid, and some Tylenol and acetaminophen. So these do expire. I do kind of throw them out, buy them every year, throw them in my car glove compartment, and as well as bags. So I kind of like this. It's a grab and go approach. Sure, I don't want to really get into different compartments and swapping them out. So I kind of just chuck the whole thing and get a new one. A few bucks, can't go wrong. Kind of the keep it simple. Also in your bag, you need some cash, preferably lower denominations. So I have one of these clips with a built-in knife, and I've got some cash. You never know. Walk to a gas station, you break down the side of the road and you have to walk 100 yards and you don't have cash on you. Well, there you go. Say you lost your wallet, whatever your scenario is. Last but not least, there are these little survival tins. I'm not really pushing this, but it kind of gives you your redundancy, right? Primary, secondary, tertiary options. Mini knife, another bobber, line, extra batteries, some more fire, right? Some matches, a compass, and a signaling device if I needed it. Basically, it's in an Altoids can, painted green. Go online, buy yourself one unless you want to make your own. But that just gives me options, and it's so light, it's so small. I just put it right in the very top pocket. On my carry, I've got another Gerber dime, as you guys can see. This is kind of cool. I'm experimenting with this. This is an Olight. This is called the O-Pen 2, the black one. They're kind of expensive. Tactical pen, if you need to do what you got to do to defend yourself. What's interesting is it's got right here a charge port. I'll zoom in on that and check this out. I can go through different modes. This, my friends, these aren't the droids you're looking for. Or if you're Men in Black, this is your Neuralizer pen. Yep, it's here. Everything in sci-fi becomes reality. This thing's pretty darn bright. It's got low, medium, and high settings. So I'm using this as my daily substitute. Don't have enough time with it, but so far so good. Pretty robust. And then IWB, as we talked about. One of the main features as well of this type of setup, the original, the gun guy version, is quick access. You've got a compartment. You can do the thing where you zip down this big guy, but I'm not really using it for that. But it's got a hidden back compartment. So for us, all this is Velcro attachable. So you can do some of these takagami pieces, and that allow you to, this is a single molly, a dual. I'm kind of moving away for a lot of those attachment points. I like these type of attachment points where it's got bands. You could put extra mags. I could put a knife in there, put my chem lights, anything like that. This was a pre-built one. I had a holster manufacturer made. So 17 round mag, explanatory. Here's my SIG. Here's the 15 round mag. And here's my cool patch for my shameless promotion, Guns and Outdoors channel. I love how they came out. All right, and then a holster. Generally, I'm on body. If you wanted to go off body, that's your thing. That's kind of what you can do with this. And last but not least, guys, is right here, this whole bag. If I needed to, see I'm in an airport, remember for the mission, and there's no firearm here. Say I'm in an airport or I'm in a situation, you could just swing your bag around, right? And I could go front with it. At least I have something, but hopefully I'm not standing there. You seek cover, right? Cover versus concealment. But what I do love, and I love the Premier body armor, guys. What I do love about it is this does have a level 3A soft body armor panel in it. Link down below. I have an affiliate link, so if you do use it, I'm gonna get you a discount, and then I get a little kickback as well. But right here at the very, very bottom, you don't see this in guys, this is why I love it in this get home bag, is there's the panel. It fits really snug, and they're made to fit. But check this out. 3A black multicam black piece. Good for 5 years. We all know they last longer. But yeah, I picked this up specifically for that. It doesn't add a lot of weight. Remember, I'm getting all this and I'm coming in at 17 pounds. I think we're gonna wrap it there. I know that it's been a beautiful day today and we're out in Mother Nature. Broke out the Jeep, broke out my table, showed you guys what's in the get home bag. Just wanna say, with everything going on in the world, take it easy. You know, we got a lot of crazy bills. We need to work with our elected officials to get that taken care of. This is something we can control. We're going outdoors anyway this year. We got great season coming up. Make sure you take advantage of all the opportunity in your life and go outdoors and enjoy Mother Nature. And if you don't have a bag, hopefully there's a couple tips in here or a couple little nuanced things that I've told you that will help you as you build your setup out. Just want to say in conclusion, please like and subscribe to the channel. Comment down below. Give me some feedback on some items that you think I should have put in this kit. And I know it's going to be interesting because it's probably out a million different ways. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching the Guns and Outdoors channel. Till next time, take care of yourselves. We're out of here. See you guys. Cheers.